One more witness to the ominous nature of this regime.
I'm your man Jeff Rowe, rolling around the city. Fam, MLK Day Recap 2019.
But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. When have this country ever been great? And Trump keeps on make America great again? Are you serious?
Deep down, you kind of feel like black people got it good enough. Listen, we stopped lynching y'all 90 years ago. We gave y'all the actual right to vote 50 years ago.
Huh? What's this about, man? That was me. Me. I'm no damn entertainer.
Phooey to this word for nonsense that rhymes with phooey.
Hi, Joker.
Fam, MLK Day Recap 2019. Straight up, why we can't have a day, I understand, everybody is trying to partake in Martin Luther King. For example, Independence Day. If we all out there celebrating red, white, and blue, getting it in, doing our thing, and a bunch of British tourists show up, and 200 of them, and they show up and they say, whatever the slur would be, that America is its own independent nation of Britain, and that America should be still under the rule of Britain. People would take exception. People would say all of the things that, and all of the reasons that the colonists wanted to break away from the British. They would mention it. So when people of color do the same thing, despicable. Martin Luther King is a Negro hero, right? Supposedly. Now, on that particular day that we celebrate his sacrifice to try to make the country better, to try to uplift his people, young Caucasian males from a Catholic school show up with Make America Great hats on. A lot of people compare those hats to modern day Klan hoods. And there was some brothers out there, black Hebrew Israelites, preaching our word. And if any day of the year that, they might can spit their fiery rhetoric, that, a lot of it sounds true to me historically.
You shed the blood of the children of Israel. Cops are still getting away with murder. The government is still getting away with murder. You shoot us down like dogs in the street.
A lot of it sounds true to me historically. It might be uncomfortable truths, but sounds true. Another discussion for another time. But all I'm saying is this. Yes, I heard and saw the whole video. Yes, they were doing our black Hebrew Israelite thing, letting them have it. About the history of the Edomites, and that a lot of times that the assumption is that they are descendants of the Edomites. Therefore, will carry the burden or the recompense, the justice that'll be delivered to the enemies of the people of God. That's what they out there talking about. Martin Luther King had a similar message.
We are saying that we are determined to be men. We are determined to be people. We are saying that we are God's children. And if we are God's children, we don't have to live like we are forced to live. Now, what does all of this mean in this great period of history? If something isn't done and done in a hurry to bring the colored peoples of the world out of their long years of poverty, their long years of hurt and neglect, the whole world is doomed. Now, I'm just happy that God has allowed me to live in this period to see what is unfolding.
Praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shah. They can't stop this word. They can't do nothing to the prophets. They outnumber us, but they don't see the angels around us. Get them. Get this crap. Yeah. Who say the pull-up boys? Yo. Who say the pull-up boys don't pull up and turn it up? Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord.
It just go to the core of this. If you take things out of context and just say, you know, hey, it was a group of kids, they were minding their business and they got attacked verbally by a group of angry black guys that's a sect of a cult, and actually interjects itself in the middle because he says that he sensed that a lot of danger seemed to be building up, animosity or violence like was going to occur, so he felt like the best way to settle it down was to interject himself in the midst of it. But those kids were starting to circle around everybody. It wasn't all of them. It can be a crowd of people, and it takes how many to set it off? So I don't care if the whole group of 200 didn't, you know, envelope the brothers or the Indians. It was a couple of them that started to circle and had been circling the entire time. Peep it.
Y'all better not touch me. Y'all better not touch me.